Peace and blessings, family. Majesty Ocean here. Brings me so much excitement to bring you another episode of Majesty Speaks with you all today. Today I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite topics, and I'm going to be diving into the beautiful modality of fasting. So I just partaked in a 7-day liquid cleanse just about a couple weeks ago. And now I'm really feeling into the integration and transition of my fast. And I feel I don't talk about this process enough when it comes to integrating after experiencing such a beautiful cleanse. I want to discuss a little bit of how I maneuver into my routines now, transitioning into eating foods again and being able to partake into more workouts and things like this. So just a little bit about understanding the woman's body when it comes to fasting, right? Our bodies work in a cyclical nature. So you definitely want to be fasting during your follicular and your ovulation phase as a woman. And for men, you want to be fasting with the full moon. So if your cycle aligns to the full moon, then that is absolutely beautiful. That was actually how my cycle worked last year in 2025. But as we transition into seasons, so many things are shifting even within our bodies. I no longer fast with the full moon because that is when I'm actually menstruating. So I wait until the new moon to fast during my follicular and my ovulation phase. So with that being said, I partaked in a 7-day liquid cleanse. I was doing green juices, coconut water, teas, and water every now and then. And it was such a beautiful experience. Again, this process is not always easy. However, you do receive so much clarity throughout this process. It is so beautiful, especially when you're setting intentions before going on this journey. So all of the things that I set my intentions for, continue to ask for guidance, and really just journal down and reflect the things that I wanted to experience in my reality, right? So I began to feel into a lot of this clarity, and one of my favorite phrases, I want to say it was from Reverend Ike, but he mentioned that God answers your prayers with ideas. And ever since I heard that, I really resonated with that, because we have to begin to understand our bodies as temples, right? As divine creators that are here to co-create these experiences. We all have our own visions, our own gifts that we're here to share into this world. And it's very important for us to detox from all the overconsumption, because this is clogging us from what it is that we are meant to do. And this is why I'm so passionate about this fasting, because it allows you to continue to tap into your sacred vision, right? This is a journey of going inside of yourself to discover all of these things that are stopping you from achieving what it is that you want. This can be things from relationships to finances to experiences, whatever that is for you. It can be different for so many of us, but it all has to do with what we are experiencing internally, what we have also been carrying for generations. And this is something that I also do not take lightly, is understanding that the healing that we are partaking into in this lifetime is not just for ourselves, right? These are things that we're healing for generations. And I just think about all of the lineages that have came before me, and what a blessing it is to actually be able to speak my truth and express myself in these ways. And a lot of the times the women in my own lineage didn't even have the opportunity to do so. Definitely not taking these experiences for granted, and really trusting and knowing the gifts that you have to share with everyone, with your family, with your community, and with people all over across the globe. So when it comes to fasting, right? Fasting allows you to tap into yourself, into your God body, not thinking about anything else outside of you, what other people think of you, what society is asking of you, really listening to you, what your highest self is calling you to do, what God, source, creator is calling you to do. And that's what fasting does, right? It detoxes us, not only from the physical elements, but allowing us to connect deeper to our spirit so that we can listen deeper and really allow ourselves to dive into our own visions and what it is that we are here to create. So when it comes to integrating this fasting process, it is very beautiful. So I definitely will say that meal prepping is probably one of the best things that you can do, because one, who has all the time in the world to cook food all day, every day, especially when you're meant to spend the time co-creating? It is almost inevitable, right? So it's very important to, do set one day out of the week to prepare all of your meals, all of your juices, all of the things that are going to allow you to be fulfilled. Because if we're constantly eating foods that are outside, other people have prepared them, we don't know where the produce is coming from, it begins to clog us, right? It's clogging our pineal glands, our third eyes, from accessing this beautiful energy, this divine life force energy that we have inside of us. And when we think about Dr. Sebi, shout out to Nipsey Hussle, that was actually the first time that I heard of Dr. Sebi, but he is always talking about nourishing your body with foods that have an electrical charge, right? Foods that are charged by the sun, which is so powerful, because we have to understand ourselves as multidimensional light beings. Yes, we're human beings, but we are also way more than that, right? We are activated by the sun. We are activated by energy, by frequency, right? Even when it comes to creating and manifesting things, everything is energy. So when you're able to cleanse your temple, your body, so when we are able to nourish our bodies with these life-giving fruits and juices and herbs, we are able to go back to the essence of who we are. It's really not about fixing, but it's about really just listening, being present with yourself, being present with what it is that is coming up for you, and allow those things to be felt. Allow yourself to feel all of the emotions, because that is how you transmute them. That is how you alchemize them. And there's another beautiful saying that I love, especially when it comes to the process of fasting. There's a lot of healing that is going on, a lot of generational healing that is happening, right? They say that when you fast, you're actually healing 7 generations before you and 7 generations after you, which I find is so powerful. And even in my own experiences, I've also begun to reflect how my own healing has also reflected the healing within the people around me, whether that's family, friends, community. It is very, very powerful what you are able to do when you really just are able to just nourish yourself, focus on yourself, and being able to be that vessel, right? That reflection of what people are able to experience in their own reality. So as far as the meal prepping, I love to meal prep one day out of the week so that I continue to nourish my mind and my spirit, so that I can stay alive and focused and tapped into this beautiful creative energy that I just activated after partaking into this fast. So some of my favorite foods to prepare are Brussels sprouts, cabbage, sweet potatoes are my absolute favorite, especially because when I'm done fasting, I'm about to be going into my luteal phase, right? And in the luteal phase, you get a decrease in energy, which is the perfect opportunity for us to really just take more time to nourish our bodies, our wombs, right? Because our uterus is literally about to expand, right? We're about to be going into our bleed. So there's so many things that are happening within our bodies, which is why it's so important to start eating more proteins during this time, stocking on your collagen protein as well. So sweet potatoes are definitely an absolute must, especially because it really helps with the menstrual cramps as well. It really helps supporting the women and their wombs as they are transitioning into getting into their menstrual cycle. So there's so many beautiful ways that we can support our bodies, and ways that we were also not taught as well. And so yes, just a couple days ago, I had prepared all of my meal prep, and I'm so glad that I did, because I can feel the energy within my body and in the way that I feel and the way that I'm able to express myself, as well as being consistent with sweating, right? Going back to the beautiful mantra that I always love to share with you of aguas sagradas, right? Understanding the power of alchemization. We alchemize the emotions that we're feeling through perspiration within the body, whether that's working out, allowing your body to sweat, or through crying, releasing any emotions that are not meant to be stored within your body, right? These are aguas sagradas, sacred waters that allow the transmutation of things that we are really not to be carrying inside of us. So with that being said, when you really allow your body to flow into the cyclical nature, right? You're fasting in your follicular and your ovulation. You're stocking up on your proteins and really nourishing your bodies with workouts and being in nature. And, even incorporating loose leaf teas, which I love so much. Some of my favorites are chamomile, which can really help as well with menstrual cramps, any fatigue, or even if you have trouble sleeping, you have insomnia, then you really need to be consistent with the chamomile. And also just connecting to the beautiful energy of the ancestors, right? Understanding that fasting has been a practice that has been used for millennia. Even when we think about the cultures in Kemet, right? We think about these civilizations that literally stand the test of time, and they really believed in the power of fasting. And some of the herbs that I love to really work with to really activate that ancient intelligence within us is herbs like blue lotus, which is such a beautiful herb that really allows for just relaxation, allows you to activate your third eye, and it is also an aphrodisiac. So if you want to tap into any of your sensual feelings, then it is also a beautiful herb to partake into ceremony with. So just a little bit about how beautiful working with this modality is and aligning it again to the cycles as a woman, and using this to allow you to tap into what it is that you're here to create and what it is that you're here to birth. And just a couple days ago, we partaked into a nature walk called Womb Vision, right? So it's hosted by my beautiful sister Andrea, and all of our sisters come together in nature and really connect to our womb vision, what it is that is ready to be expressed, ready to be created, right? When we think about the womb is not only connected, us as women are not only connected to the earth planes, but we are also connected to the cosmos, right? We are connected to all of this multi-dimensional, beautiful energy. And when we can connect to the womb, allow her to be cleansed, allow her to speak, she is able to guide us in these beautiful ways that really allow for our creative expression to be shared with the world. And for many, many, many generations, decades, for so long, all of this truth has been suppressed, but it is time for us as women to awaken to the power of who we are as divine feminine beings and the light and beauty and medicine that we are here to share with the world, with the community, and for the future generations, right? We really have to think about, why are we even doing this? Why would we even want to partake into a fast or a cleanse or any of these kinds of things? It's because it's not just about us. It is about the life that we want to bring into the world. It's about these generations that are going to be left way after us. So when it comes to really just diving into my own womb vision, I've just been getting a lot of clarity, right? A lot of clarity specifically towards holistic practices that allow us to connect back to the essence of who we are. And just continuing to support each other in our journeys, continuing to bring community together, to share our visions with one another, because soon we will find that they are not too far away. I find that a lot of sisters that I have conversations with hold a similar vision, and this is what we are all working towards, and it is all happening. So yes, I just wanted to share a little bit about the process of fasting. And if you want to dive more into this practice, or if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. My Instagram is at majesty.ocean, or you can reach out to my wellness page at lunaformation_. And if you've heard enough and you're ready to partake into this fast, then say less. I will go ahead and add the link to the Drink to Divinity self-paced fasting program, and I will go ahead and add the link down below so you can get started right away. There's going to be modules and a deck for you to be guided through this process of fasting. There's recipes, journal prompts, meditation practices, all the things that you need before, during, and after, so you can have a smooth fasting journey. Thank you so much, family, for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you all soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know what you think about this video and share it with anyone you feel would resonate. Sending you so much love, and I'll catch you all soon.